some of the rappers, Kanye West particularly and Ice Cube in particular, who I'm very proud of, and they've taken a strong interest in Powernomics. And what really excites me is that they have these great big platforms, and I saw that Ice Cube did a great video. I don't know if you saw it. I got to maybe I can find it and share it with you. But he basically was saying that Black people should make sure you get something for your vote. And so he went on his Instagram page and he basically said something very simple that said, look, you should get something for your vote. Support Black businesses, whatever it is they're going to do, you should get something for your vote. And I read the comments underneath his video, and a lot of the comments were really nasty, really negative. There people were really offended by the idea of Black people, particularly Black men. I think it shouldn't go without being noticed that Black men are a big part of this charge. There are people that are offended by the idea of Black men claiming control of their communities, Black men claiming leadership, Black men saying, no, we're not going to go along with okie doke. Can you kind of speak to some of that in terms of that negative response that we're going to get, and just how we should just move forward through that?
The first thing I'll tell you is that you should anticipate that. There are always a flock number of people that always want to maintain the status quo. And that's one of the primary responsibility of the Black overclass. And Black overclass don't mean only those who got money. It means those who've been miseducated and they join that Black overclass. Their primary responsibility is to maintain the status quo on race matters in America and make sure nothing intrudes to change anything. If Black folk have been in the lowest rung of a social acceptability ever since slavery, at the bottom of the rung, they have less than anybody. They have 1/2 of 1% of anything of power and of value. Absolutely no more than 1/2. And that's after 460 years, they're still stuck on 1/2 of 1% of anything of value. And that means that white people right now, they still hold pretty much the wealth that they had back during slavery. Back during slavery, the primary purpose of slavery was to systematically maldistribute 100%, Dr. Watkins, of everything of value in this country. And that is the basis of racism. Racism never existed until that maldistribution had occurred. We never had racism on the earth until after 1859. You never had racism. You had tribalism. You had religiousism. You had nationalism. You had all kind of issues between tribes and stuff. But you never had racism. Racism came in once that contest that people were competing to own and develop the land in the Americas, North America, Central America, and South America. And once slavery was injected, and white folks and I had systematically acquired 100%, listen now, 100% of all the land, the resources, the wealth, the income, the businesses, the power, rights, privileges, and controls of all levels in government into the hands of the dominant white society. When that occurred about 1859, the same time Darwin came out about the survival of the fittest and the strongest, when that came out, that's when racism came into existence. The race ended. Race is a contest between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources. I'm gonna say that to you again. Capitalism and racism is based on a very simple premise. They came into existence at the same time. Whites now changed it around, twisted so Black folk would get confused and stay confused and be miseducated. That's what it came into existence for. The race ended in 1859. When the race ended, that means that time white folk were like 20-foot giants and Blacks were like 1-foot midgets, because everything was in the hands of the dominant white society. Blacks owned and controlled nothing. They had no rights, no privileges. They were classified as property, just like land was property, and whites could own them. They were not classified as citizens. They had no rights, and everything had been maldistributed into the hands of the whites. And then following that, they began to social condition Black folk to accept what racism was.